unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah. Unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I am your host, Webby. Joining me tonight, we got Devin.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Devin, you're back. It feels like you've been gone for so long.
It does. It really, really does, which is really weird.
Yeah. But you're back now, and
I am.
we
Super.
actually talked about you missing last week's episode and how both myself and Ross wish you were there because we ran into some anime people in our fantasy fight.
So am I the resident anime expert of Distractions Media?
You are, except I will give, I think we gave Austin props and nods for, I think, Dragon Ball and Pokemans.
I will out knowledge Austin and Dragon Ball any day of the week.
Oh, challenge! All right, I think we have our next challenge episode.
I will out knowledge Austin.
I'm gonna come up with
Dragon Ball Z any day of the week.
All right,
not
all right. I'm gonna toss down the glove. I'm gonna get Austin. I'm gonna rile up Austin here, and I will come up with
Pokemon. He probably has me. Pokemon, he has me.
That's fine. I'm gonna
right?
come up with a Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
List of questions.
All right.
And we're going to go back and forth and test your guys' knowledge. Okay? I will do the legwork and research all of these things that I know virtually nothing about.
Okay. All right.
Some of these questions you guys are going to laugh and be like, well, that's fucking stupid, Webby. Why are you asking that? I'm sure. Anyway. This week, we're going to be doing another fantasy super fight sort of episode. We have so many of these things, and they've been given to us by our good friend Dave. So thank you, Dave, for contributing these. And he even told me, he's like, he sent me a message on Facebook. He's like, yeah, I sent you that list of those, fantasy super fights things with the expectation that Devin was going to be there, and the thought of, oh yeah, finally, we're going to get some answers for some of these anime people, and Devin's not there, and I was just like, oh shit.
That's why I told you. I was like, man, I wish you could go back and find them, which ones was the case, and I could have weighed in fairly quickly. I would have taken
the very first one we did was an anime one. I don't even remember what the
I'll tell you what, Dave. If you don't know what those were, if you have some anime questions on who would win what, send them to Webby. I'll see if I can answer them.
Yeah. Well, I know that this one was some dude who looked like he was wearing a business jacket that was just draped over his shoulders, and he was shirtless, and he had his hands wrapped up in fighting tape. And then on the other side, it was some insane-looking dude with, spiky pink hair. And he looked evil as fuck. And we're like, well...
Wait, go on. Describe him again?
I wish I remembered who these people were.
Insane, creepy, evil dude with spiky pink hair.
Spiky pink hair.
Spiky pink hair.
And
for a second, I thought you were describing Dio Brando, but I was like, no, that's not the case. That's not spiky pink hair. Although Dio Brando is my boy, our Lord and Savior Dio. I don't know. He does have pink hair though. I kind of wish he did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was red, but it looked pink in the picture.
Spiky red.
And it looked almost, I guess, punk. I don't know. I don't know any of these.
I'm curious who you're talking about now. I would like you to describe me completely wrong. I'm like, oh, this guy. It's fine. You're good.
No, because now it's going to bother me. Oh, it's this fucking dude. Natsu Dragneel.
Oh, Natsu Dragneel. Okay. Who's he fighting?
Oh, dude. I literally Googled a spiky pink hair anime.
Okay,
I don't know how I'm going to do
got you.
Shirtless suit boxer. It's like Hanu something or other.
Hajime no Ippo?
Maybe? You know what? Sure. Let's just. I don't fucking
I mean,
know, Devin.
You're good. I got you. Depending on the stipulation in that match, it might be Natsu. Maybe. But I don't know who he's fighting, so I can't say for sure. But it may be Natsu. Natsu's pretty dope. Anyway, point being, go on.
Yeah, anyway. So we got another list here. I also have my own little separate thing that I started putting together.
I will say, when it comes to lists like these, this is probably the most of my wheelhouse, as comics and anime are my jam.
That's fine. So, recap real quick. We will have a challenge episode here in the future. I will talk to Austin. We'll get you guys rounded up, and I'll have to do a lot of, I guess, quiz putting together thing. Yeah. All right. I don't think I have any other quote unquote housekeeping I want to do. Next week, or not next week, next month is our Simply Unprofessional Spooktoberfest episodes, like we said last week. So if you have movies that you'd like us to watch, or if Devin, if you want to come up with more movies, like I said last week that I think last year we watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and then the fourth week we ended up doing, it was like a mixture of like best runner-ups or whatever.
Didn't we do a death battle of those or something like that? Yeah, it was something weird.
But
what if we did a death battle between them, like who'd win in a fight between them, and we came down to it? Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah,
and then on the 27th,
I vote this year we literally go on Netflix and just pick some of the worst Halloween movies that we can find, and just watch really shitty Halloween movies.
Okay, so what I'll do is both of us afterwards, at some point this upcoming week or whatever, we have some time. I'll scroll through, and I want both of us to make a list of just 10.
Okay, and we're just gonna at the end
talk, and then we'll narrow down that list and figure out what.
You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's try to make the list by, because we have this week, next week, and then the week after that we're doing it, right?
And it's the whole month of October.
Right. So we have this week.
We have this week. Well, this week's already covered.
Right.
We literally have just next week.
Okay, so here's
next
my
week
idea.
After that is October.
Come with 10. Come with 10. Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of next week, we're going to have the 10 list. We're going to announce the 10 movies. And one of us is going to roll a D10. That's going to be the first movie you watch. And then at the end of every week, we're just going to roll a dice and watch that movie.
All right. But what I'll do is you make a list of 10, I'll make a list of 10, and then we'll turn that into a list of 10. We'll go through.
Sounds good. We'll just compare and contrast. If we have the same one, it'll get automatically added. If not, we'll go from there. Sounds like a plan. But let's get on to the list.
All right. So, tonight's. Let's jump right in. Number 1. I can tell who it is by the picture, but I gotta open it up to see what the stipulations are.
I'm getting a really tiny picture. I can't even see.
It is.
Oh, you know what? You probably have yours set up. Hold on, let me see.
I have mine set up through the web browser.
No, me too. But you probably I had mine in list view, so I couldn't even see.
Oh. So the first one is Mario from Super Mario Brothers versus Dr. Octopus. The location is New York. Who wins?
My list is completely different than yours.
Your list is completely different than mine?
Yes, my first person is Captain Marvel versus Captain Planet. That's my first.
I don't even think that one's on my list. Interesting.
Well, how about this? We're gonna rotate. And you go your list, I go my list, and we
all right.
Bounce back and forth.
All right.
Look at us coming up with shit on the floor.
All right, yeah. So Mario versus Dr. Octopus. If I remember, both of them are from New York. So I don't think having New York as the location, either one of them have home field advantage. I know Mario, I think, is from Brooklyn. Man, I don't know. There's no other actual stipulations I'm probably just gonna have to hands down give this one to Doc Ock.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doc Ock outsmarts Mario. Just saying.
I think he outsmarts him. He'll have more arms to be able to grab at him. Yeah, Mario can jump and stuff, but there's no stipulation sitting here saying that Mario can get the raccoon tail or the fire flower or any of the like a star. Like the location is not the Mario world; it's New York.
Right.
And if Doc Ock just hands Mario a fucking bag of shrooms, says, "Here you go, here's a 1-up," and Mario eats them, he's just gonna be sitting there tripping balls in the streets of New York for the duration of the fight. And Doc Ock wins.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a pretty easy fight. All right, Devin, what's yours?
I'm looking. I'm gonna blaze through something in mind and looking at the people.
I wonder if you have my list from last week. Because I don't see yours on my list.
Share your list with me, or like take it and share it with me, because like
I did. I sent you the link.
I know that's what I pulled up, but I'm saying like why I clicked on and what I get.
Why? No. That's gonna come up mid podcast. I'm not editing that out.
What?
Somebody just tried calling me on Skype.
I didn't hear that on my end. So
nope, it's gonna be played on my end, so it'll be in the recording.
It won't be on Craig's recording.
Well, whatever.
But neither will be your audio from Macalbo.
Yeah. That's the one that I.
All right, then I guess we're gonna just go with mine. I'm looking at something. I'm not gonna lie, this list is kind of weak. Not weak necessarily, but this list is kind of not even weak. It's just. Oh wait, no, I do see it. It's just really scrambled. I see your Mario vs. Doc Ock. I see that.
All right.
Yeah, it's just scrambled for me. You know what? Did you sort your? Let me see. Did you sort the list out? I wonder. That's what you did. Okay, I got it now. You sorted the list. You hit on name and it sorted by the list. Because your second one, the Inquisitor versus the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just do it that one. Go on the list. Same thing. Boom.
All right.
Inquisitor versus the Dragonborn.
Now, see, I've played both these games.
I didn't like the last Dragon Age. I will point that out.
The second one.
Yeah, I didn't like the last one.
I never finished that one. I finished the first one. I liked the first one.
The first one was great. The second one, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dragonborn. I feel like the Inquisitor is actually stronger, but I'm just gonna go with the Dragonborn because I like him more. Fuck it, it's my podcast.
Dovahkiin, man, right?
Yep.
All he's got to do, the Inquisitor's going to fly in on that dragon, and the Dragonborn's just going to shout at it.
Yup.
And
Fushrado him off a fucking cliff.
And the location's the old Valyrian ruins, so there might even be dragons there.
Yeah, no. I go Dragonborn on that one all day.
I agree.
Dragonborn.
This next one we're going to skip because I like the one that he's in afterwards better.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on after that, we have River Tam from Firefly and Serenity versus Lilu from Fifth Element. Round
River.
1. Huh?
River all rounds.
Now, hold on. Round 1. Firearm weapon of choice for each. Round 2, hand-to-hand weapon of choice for each. And round 3, hand-to-hand only. Yeah, I mean, I give this one to River.
River all the way around. Like,
yeah.
This is the thing. River never needed help with anything, like, ever.
No.
River never needed help with anything. River is my girl. I love River.
Yep.
River all day. Plus, I like the actress better, too.
All right, next one. You want to read this one or you want me to?
I can read it. It's fine. All right. Science is off. Science off. Professor Farnsworth versus Rick. Who will build the bigger doomsday device? I have a theory on this one.
What's your theory?
I think Professor Farnsworth builds the biggest doomsday device, but I think Rick's actually works as intended. So I think he takes it in the end.
Okay, I'll give you
Because the
that.
professor rarely builds shit he intends to build correctly.
Right.
He usually, when he's not intending to build some shit, it usually turns out as something else. So if specifically trying to build a Doomsday device, I think Rick takes it. I think Professor tries to build a Doomsday device to get the giant-sized confetti cannon. Yep. That's how I'm feeling about that.
All right. This next one, man, what the fuck? So we have John Milner and his 32 Ford Deuce Coupe from American Graffiti versus Danny Zuko and his 1948 Ford Deluxe from Greece. Round 1 is who would win in the quarter mile. And round 2 would be who could evade the cops from the Blues Brothers. Who could evade the Blues Brothers? I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, round 2, neither of them. The Blues Brothers gets them.
Yes, true story. They are the better. They are the superior duo. But I will say this: I'm going to vote John Milner because Danny Zuko isn't real. And what I mean by he's not real is
no, you can't. You can't toss that argument out. You're taking two characters and making them.
No, that's not what I mean. Danny Zuko in the movie isn't real. Greece is the fantasy of the one chick whose name I'm forgetting. Her fucking drowning in the ocean, and this is her final summer. She lives out her summer in her head because she's dying. These are her final moments.
Yeah, okay. Then you're taking the character from that. Then you can't.
I know.
We can't use the argument of it was all a dream.
I know. I mean, it was a death dream, but it was. I mean, how else do you explain the fucking car just flying out of nowhere at the end of the movie?
I don't. It doesn't
the fucking
matter.
car just flies away, and the whole movie's realistic. Anyway, past that point, whatever. I still vote. The 32 Ford Deuce. I mean, you hate them both because they're Fords, so.
True statement. I will say out of those two, I will probably go with Milner's 32 for the quarter mile. So, yeah, all right. I guess we're in agreement on that. Next,
there's two of them here technically, but I'm not a fan of either.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the first one.
All right, Dogbert versus Brian from Family Guy. Round 1, who's a better companion? I vote Brian, actually. Brian's kind of an ass, but at the same time, he usually has Peter's back through and through.
Yep.
Who has better adventures? I kind of want to. That's a hard one. I kind of want to say Dogbert.
I was gonna say probably Dogbert on that one.
Dogbert has better adventures. Fucking in round 3 a dogfight, Brian wins. He's been in too many fights.
Yeah, so 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Brian takes it.
Brian takes it.
Yep. Come on, Brian. You gotta step up your adventuring game.
How to be none of that like bullshit? Like you're sipping a fucking martini, like recalling some time that never fucking happened. Like no, none of that. Like step your adventure game up, buddy. All right. You want me to take the next one?
Sure.
Possess Regan McNeil, aka Pazuzu, from The Exorcist 1973 film versus Enraged Carrie White, Carrie 1976 film. Location is Goro's Lair, Mortal Kombat. Film versions only. You go first, this one. I got my idea.
Well, we know that Carrie had some form of like telekinesis, right?
She was a psychic.
Yeah.
As far as I understand.
But she could move shit with her mind and shit, right?
Yeah, she was Jean Grey. She could set like she was basically the Phoenix to a degree. She could like set people on fire. She had pyrokinesis and shit like that. And
now, The Exorcist is a demon, but the whole movie that it was tied down to a bed. Yeah, it did creepy shit, but we never saw it affect other people. Like, yeah,
I'll say that.
it
Yeah,
kind
in
of
the film
made the
version.
bed levitate or whatever, although that could have been it levitating herself, but she was tied to the bed. Uh, eh, yeah, she fucking puke all over the room and she spun her head around, but she could never, like, do things to other people.
But can she die? She technically spun her head in a complete circle and didn't die.
You know what? If you remove the head completely off the shoulders, that's pretty dead. I don't really care
Could
what
Carrie
you
pull that
are.
off? My only thing about this is this. I would say this. Granted, what she did show in the movie is not necessarily there. This is going off film version, but I do think with the hyperbole and the intended, I think Regan probably takes it. Only reason why is because I'll say this. Only reason why is because Carrie was never in control.
Right, but her stuff always came out like when she was bullied and stuff.
This is her enraged Carrie, but she was never when enraged. She was never really in control fully. Like she never had like was able to
but with all
direct her anger at something, but she was
all
never
the
really
insults that Reagan McNeil would spit out as Pazuzu.
Yep.
She's gonna become the focus of Carrie's rage real quick.
I say Pazuzu just repossesses Carrie and Pazuzu wins.
But do we know that they can do that?
Do we know that they can't? I mean, Pazuzu possessed one person, so what was stopping Pazuzu from Pazuzu possessed a child? We say, a child because a child is, has is can be influenced and everything like that. Well, Carrie's mentally unstable. So
if Pazuzu could have possessed other people, then why didn't they when the priests and whatever had Regan tied to the bed?
Because I don't think Pazuzu ever really was.
That's
threatened.
another thing is we're not really sure what Pazuzu's real motives are.
Right. I mean, this is a weird question. Like, this question's kind of weird. I mean, if you're going off purely just movie feats, I got to give it to Carrie just because of that.
I mean,
But
I think Carrie has a higher body count to begin with.
If you're going into the underlying, like, what Pazuzu could be and what Pazuzu could do, then
then we're coming into the theoretical. We're basing this
going into the theoretical,
off of film versions.
Not the film versions, but you also can base that. That also implies what was implied and what was, what was implied and kind of hinted at within the movie. So you can use that as a basis, but while not proven, I'm just saying it's better of an argument. But overall, I would say Carrie wins simply just because of that. But I say if Pazuzu can possess Carrie, then Pazuzu wins technically. Yeah. So I'll say Carrie with an asterisk. If Pazuzu can just repossess Carrie, then Pazuzu wins.
Yeah.
Fuck Pazuzu.
I will say the same thing with the exception of I will not say that if Pazuzu can possess Carrie, then Pazuzu wins. I will say with the asterisk of if Pazuzu can possess Carrie, everyone else loses. How's that?
I mean, Pazuzu still wins. If everyone loses, then Pazuzu wins.
I mean, Carrie's not dead at that point, though.
But she's no longer.
She's not in control, but she's not also in control when she's enraged either.
Or is she dead? She's just
inhabited by either way, I'm going to give this one to Carrie.
Yeah. I don't really want to do the next one because it's stupid, but we can do it because I can tell you right now in 1 second who wins this fight.
I will say, Dr. Doom was in one of the ones we did last week. I don't remember the wizard's name, but it was one of the famous wizards out of D&D.
Dr. Doom wins hands down.
Not against the wizard that he went against last week.
Wizard from D&D, he wins hands down.
No.
If you comic book feats he wins hands down. He wins hands down. There is no D&D spell that can do anything on the level of what comic book people do, and that's the problem. There is no D&D spell that can do anything on that level. That is like official D&D. Like there's no 9th level spell in D&D that can do anything that like a wish spell in D&D is the whim of fucking shit people do in comic books. Like it can do that shit on a day. Like Zatanna's a walking fucking wish spell. She just says shit backwards and shit happen. I mean, there you go. Like, you cast Fireball. She says Fireball backwards, and she creates a Fireball. You use a Wish spell to... You can use a Wish spell, pray for a Wish spell to kill her, or try to kill her, which a Wish spell actually has limits because it only can reproduce a spell. So you can then say, okay, well, I'm going to use power word kill. She can just say kill backwards, and you're dead. No save. I mean, and that's... And I would argue and say Dr. Doom could give Zatanna a hard fight, if not beat her. Dr. Doom is very impressive. He is one of the top Marvel magicians.
Me and Ross, I knew that he was a sorcerer. We did not know to the extent of his exploits, I guess, because I've never seen him do anything like on the level of like Doctor Strange-esque.
He's around that level. I can tell you why in 1 second.
But this fight the location is Mordor. It's Doctor Doom versus Sauron. Now, Sauron got bested by an army of people after getting his ring chopped off. And yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Hard yes.
Because I don't think Sauron has quote-unquote magic.
I haven't read the book in a while, but
he has people who work for him who does magic.
I mean, I haven't read the book in a while, but there's nothing. There's nothing he can do that will...
All I'm saying is Squirrel Girl's beating Doctor Doom, so...
She beats everybody off panel. I mean, she beat Thanos off panel, so there you go.
But...
So it doesn't count.
That's because Squirrel Girl's great.
It's off-panel bullshit. It doesn't count.
She's just the best. She's the best around.
Yeah. So he learned. There you go. He further developed. He first learned magic from his mother. Then he further developed his abilities by traveling through time and learning lost dark arts from individuals such as Morgan Le Fay. After Doctor Strange stepped down as Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, Doom was among the candidates considered suitable to replace him. And then he also had access to the Hazareth 3. So, yeah, he had a lot of power bestowed upon the Hazareth 3, which were a trio of demons who bestowed upon him power. They took it away, he got it back, but, yeah. But yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, Doom has given Strange a hard fight numerous times. So, I mean, I vote Doom on that one. Doom is one of my favorite fucking villains ever. I love Dr. Doom.
All right.
That's why I hate every fucking Fantastic Four movie so far. Oh God.
I don't even know.
Do we have to?
I don't
we
even
have
know.
to.
We're gonna. Because, some of these are just gonna be weird and dumb. So, this is gonna be Ricky Bobby versus Speed Racer. The arena is the Piston Cup Finals. No fancy gadgets from Speed.
Can I just say Danica Patrick fucks up and everybody crashes and everybody dies? Is that an option?
No, I like Danica Patrick.
Me too, but I mean, she was the first one that popped in my head, so I just threw her out there.
Jeff Gordon fucks up, wipes everybody out.
There you go, Jeff. That's what happens in this fight. It's coming down right to the wire. Fucking Jeff Gordon trips and fucking knocks over an oil can, and they both careen off course and explode. There you go.
I'm okay with that.
Yep, same.
So I'll let you take this next one.
Okay. Conan the Barbarian versus Talos from Skyrim. Now this is Conan from the comics, not just any medium really. But
yeah. Location
is Crow's Perch Velen from Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Which I haven't played in a while actually.
See, this is where my lack of knowledge is going to come in. I don't know enough. I've played Skyrim, but I don't know enough about Talos.
Me either. To be honest with you, I mean, I know he's revered as like a kind of like a god warrior god or something, but like I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I don't want to call this fight one way or another. I'm gonna call
it. Hey, you know what? Last week's I've called just based off of like looks. And with the caveat of like if any of the listeners out there have a problem with the picks that I make, feel free to write me hate mail. I don't care. I'm giving this one to Conan just because I don't know enough about Talos.
I'm going to say I know about Conan. I do knows about Conan. And I will say Conan, but with an asterisk of I don't know enough about Talos to make a full decision.
Yeah, and like if somebody out there wants to argue and say, "Oh, Talos would win. This is why," and then give me an example or a link to why, I'm open-minded. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Educate me a little bit.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. The few fights down is pretty dope, but that's a separate issue. But
all right. Next, we have. Let me open it up here. Inspector Gadget from the Inspector Gadget series versus Giovanni and his Persian from Pokemans. The location is Crow's office from Def Jam Fight for New York.
One of the best fighting games of all time. Just
composite both.
I don't know. Yeah, that's dumb.
I don't know. So anyway, it's going to be Giovanni and his Persian versus Inspector Gadget.
Giovanni's a tool, and Inspector Gadget is a Nimrod. So
yeah. But see, now this is where you know more about Pokemans than me.
Mm-hmm.
This Persian that this Giovanni guy has, I'm assuming is a Pokeman's.
He's a Pokeman's.
Is it intelligent?
It is, but it also follows its boss's instructions. I mean, so basically it boils down to I think a Persian can beat
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Because this does not specify that Inspector Gadget also has Penny.
I say no. Well, the reason why I'm saying no is because I feel like Persian doesn't have really any good attack if he's like tied up. It depends. It can go either way. Like, because you can. This thing is about Pokemon. I don't know. I forgot what fucking Giovanni's Persian attack. What attacks he fucking knows. And I say that because you can teach. Obviously, Pokemon. No two Pokemon are the same. Some know different attacks. So depending on what attacks that Persian knows, it could go a different way. But right now, I'm gonna go Inspector Gadget. I don't like this fight. I'm gonna go on record with that. I don't like this fight because I think it's dumb. But
I'm gonna go Inspector Gadget because I loved Inspector Gadget as a kid, and I don't know enough about Pokemans. So
all right, well, there you go. You had it there.
All right, now this next one. Ben Kenobi versus Hallister Blackcloak. Now, it does not have a specific destination or like a locale for this fight. So, in my opinion, this fight would be based off of where it happens.
If it happens in D&D with saves...
No, that doesn't even matter to me. If it happens in the Undermountain, where Hallister is from, then Ben Kenobi wins. If it's outside of the Undermountain, Ben Kenobi loses. Because if I remember correctly, inside of Hallister's domain,
he's insane. If he's outside, he has lucidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although this is still my question, even outside, because this is my question: is he immune to Jedi mind trickery? Can he be mind fucked via Jedi into submission? If so, I still think Ben Kenobi takes it. And the only reason why, because this picture is comic Ben Kenobi. And I will say, as dumb as it is, in the Star Wars comic books, people have done the math. They have reacted at hypersonic speeds before. And I don't think anybody in D&D can actually move that fast.
I will say, it is not my understanding. I do not think that Hallister is quote-unquote immune to charm effects, but I don't think he's ever successfully been manipulated through mind altering effects, if that makes sense.
I got you. I'm honestly, I don't know. Like, I know a little bit about Hallister. I know enough to make a decision in this fight, but at the same time, with D&D characters, it's so weird because D&D is so crunched down. Even within the lore, it's so crunched down into what you can and can't do. It's pretty cut and dry. So, and then it's vague in other aspects, like, for instance, he's never been successfully mind controlled. Well, would a Jedi mind trick be necessarily mind control? And then, it's how the two universes play together that makes me question it. But honestly, on this one, it could go either. I would just say it could go either way.
All right. Well, this one, I'm giving it to Hallister. In D&D terms, if I remember correctly, he is a fucking insane CR rating.
30.
Yeah. So he's like bigger than like ancient red dragons and shit.
Yeah, which is in 3 and 2E. In 2E, he's a 29 wizard. In 3, he's a 30. A 25 wizard and a 5 archmage.
Yeah. So, I mean...
He did die, though. He lived to be 1,100 years old, and he died. How did he die? Here, depending on how dumb he died, I will just say how he won this. If he died of, like, old age, he fucking loses. Through the city suffered a little damage. Shortly after dawn on Elate 1375 DR, what the fuck that means, an earthquake struck Waterdeep. Through the city, though the surface little damage, many people throughout the town saw visions of Hallister screaming, his eyes ablaze with rage, sorrow, and swimming stars. Arcanists who saw the vision also reported scenes of destruction, the vast major of undermountain pillars cracking and crumbling, chasms, rifts opening, and explosions of sparks. Those brave enough to investigate quickly discovered that Hallister had inadvertently killed himself while attempting a powerful ritual. As he died, he hurled desperation visions and compulsions to people all across the continent. So he's quite powerful in terms of mentally being able to project visions across the continent. Although I will say, I think Star Wars stuff people as strong as Ben Kenobi have been able to have their presence felt across galaxies.
Right, yeah.
Separate issue, though. But he did ultimately kill himself. He fucked up and killed himself. Ben Kenobi sacrificed himself for a greater purpose. I'm going to put more weight on that. I think Ben takes it. If I had to pick an answer, but still, ultimately, I'm going to say, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, the next one. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have a call.
I know exactly who wins this.
Gorilla Grodd versus Skeletor.
I know who wins this, and there's only one reason why I know who actually would win this fight. Skeletor. And the reason why is Skeletor has been proven to best and equal He-Man numerous times. He-Man had a comic with Superman. He wrestled Superman to a stalemate. Superman has beat Gorilla Grodd. I vote Skeletor. Skeletor also has magic in his arsenal, and has done some mind trickery and other shit as well. So he may be able to counter Grodd's mind trickery shit. Also, Skeletor, I believe, is dead. So I don't know if that even works on him.
Yeah, that's true too.
So I give it. I mean, Grodd's pretty strong, but I give it to Skeletor. Like I said, he's wrestled and beat He-Man, but He-Man has.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of both of these people.
I know, that's why I was like, Webby's gonna have a hard time with this fight.
I'm okay with giving it to Skeletor. I'm okay with this. I'll agree with you on this.
Skeletor all day.
All right, why don't you take the next one?
All right, boom. I already know the answer to this question, especially going by the picture. That's movie version, I think, right? Or no? No, that's not movie version. That's like HD rendered version. So it's all version. Cyborg versus Blue Beetle. Going by the new Cyborg, where he's like has apocalypse technology in him, he's basically a walking mother box to a degree, almost, kind of, sort of, in some stories. I still want to say Blue Beetle, because one, I like him more. Two, I think his Scarab has more versatility. But at the same time, Cyborg has been written as, in various situations, as this walking plot device, so I don't know. But I'm going to go Blue Beetle because I think, historically speaking, he takes a fight.
All right. Now, I'm going to have a question for you before I can answer this.
Okay.
Blue Beetle is Booster Gold's partner, right? Or they work together sometimes?
Different Blue Beetle, but yes.
Different Blue Beetle?
Yep, that's Ted Cord.
Okay, so this one never works with Booster Gold?
This one's a kid. Jaime Reyes, I think it's like 16, 18-ish around there somewhere. So if he has an interaction with Blue Beetle, this is like Blue Beetle 3. Okay. If he has an interaction with Blue Beetle, it's not. I mean, with Booster Gold, it would have been more recent than not, and I don't really know. But primarily the classic team of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle was Ted Cord. Not Jaime Reyes. This is Jaime Reyes.
Okay. Knowing nothing about the Blue Beetle, really, then I'm going to give this one to Cyborg. I guess.
Can you watch Young Justice?
Did I what?
Can you watch Young Justice?
Yeah. That's the one, yeah, with like Kid Flash and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Blue Beetle's in Young Justice. Second season.
Oh, alright.
He's the one where at the end they have like Black Beetle and Green Beetle and Blue Beetle and
Fuck if I remember that. Dude, that was years ago. First off.
Yeah, no, it was. They have new ones coming out. Keep your eyes out, folks. Coming out next year. Yeah, so we're split on that one. I say Blue Beetle. Depending on how Cyborg's written, it could go Cyborg. But
I mean, personally, I say they both lose because they've both probably met Booster Gold. You automatically lose. I mean, Cyborg probably has more interaction with Booster Gold than this Blue Beetle.
He's older, so yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'll go Blue Beetle then.
All right. Ooh, I see. You're leaning one way. I'm leaning the other way on this fight. I already know.
You think so, huh? All right. This
so.
next
All
fight,
right.
Spawn, before he gets the buffs that allow him to kill God in the Devil.
God in the Devil. Yup.
Versus the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Yup. And that looks like a live Lich King, not dead Lich King. But separate issue.
What do you mean by alive and dead?
Well, like, what's his name? Fucking... As opposed to him being... That looks like not pre-Lich King, but you know what I mean.
Lich King is the Lich King. I mean, It's Arthas either way.
Yeah. But I'm saying that kind of looked like Arthas before he got to that point, but that's okay. It's fine. It's just a weird picture.
So which way are you leaning?
I think Spawn, but that's just me. I'm leaning Spawn.
I'm also leaning Spawn.
Yeah, I mean, even Spawn before he got that buff, I feel like he was strong enough to take on like.
I will say this.
Other things.
I will say this. They did not give specifics on this fight. As far as what's allowed, what's not allowed. They did not give a location on this fight. So basing that off of how we've predetermined things in the past, I'm going to assume that you don't get additional things that, like the Lich King has.
Let me ask you this question.
I believe it's Sindragosa, which is his fucking giant-ass skeletal frost dragon.
Would that matter, though? Let me ask you this question, because I'm not mistaken, Spawn has dominion over the dead.
So doesn't the Lich King.
I know, but I'm saying, would that just be a battle of those two canceling each other out, and that's probably why it's not in this battle?
I don't think it's a matter of it canceling each other out. I think it would be... Or no, here, correction.
Spawn doesn't have Lich over dead. Spawn has dominion over demons.
Okay, so I mean, that's vastly different.
Yeah, he has dominion over
Especially
demons, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Now, here's the difference, though. Is Spawn, his power is finite.
It depends.
It is like a gas tank.
It depends. Because there was a period of time before Spawn got these buffs, where it was no longer that way. So that's why this is really... Because Spawn goes through a lot of power buffs over the time. And yeah, he was effectively... He was a walking god when he killed God and the Devil.
Right.
But prior to that, he still had the power... He had unlimited power at that point.
Now, see, I thought he didn't get that until after that. I thought before he got the ability to kill the devil, his power essentially was a gas tank. When
Spawn first came out, it did.
Die.
He had like the 99 fucking. He had the 99 like tank. He had the I think it was, I want to say 99 or 666 or something. It was 660 99 or something like that. He had that in the tank. And though he can only use that power a limited amount of times prior, and I'm almost certain before that too, he's gotten a few buffs. He got a buff to kill God and the Devil. He got a buff for Mom, or the Man of Miracles.
Right.
He got a buff from Man of Miracles. Mom, he got a buff from just other various things. He got a buff. I think he killed and absorbed another demon. And got some buffs. So he's had a few different buffs that was, if it was still a thing, it wasn't brought up. Like, it wasn't him, like, they took out that counter of, like, him losing power.
Right.
Like, it wasn't brought up anymore. So, and I think I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've dug in Red Spawn, but if I'm not mistaken, like, early Spawn, you're 100% right. But, like, midpoint Spawn, I think they got rid of that. I really do. I think they got rid of that, or, like, they just stopped talking about it. And, like, you know, I think he got that unlimited power.
Is it still the same Spawn? Is it still the same guy? Or was it?
Yeah, it's still the same guy. There was another one. Yeah, Simmons. There was a guy called Jim Downing. Jim Downings. I like Jim Downings. He was cool.
Right. And I remember that there were different. I see. It's been years since I've read or seen any Spawn. I remember there being different spawns too. That would, like, there was like medieval Spawn that talked to him, like he was still kicking around, but he just never used his powers. Stuff like that. Like there was like an Old West Spawn or some shit like that. I am gonna give it to Spawn though. As much as I do, I loved Lich King. It was definitely one of my favorite expansions in WoW, and he was definitely one of my favorite bosses and villains in WoW. If I remember correctly, his power is kind of related to his location to the Frozen Throne. So, like when he's on when he's in Ice Crown, he's at his strongest. The farther away he gets, the not weaker, but the more limited he becomes able to do things. And again, they did not give us a location, so. But yeah, I'll go Spawn. I know you thought I was going to lean towards the Lich King because it's
this is the kind of the problem I have with a few of these particular fights. Depending on the level of the location, I mean, at the level, the location of these fights, they dramatically change. Like if this was in the WoW world, sure, I think Lich King wins, but in just I'm assuming if it's not stated, it's in a neutral environment that doesn't give either one the advantage, and just going off feats, I give it to Spawn.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like,
this one, you know what? I'm going to table this one. I want to come back and I actually want to talk about this one again.
Mm-hmm.
Not tonight. I want to come back on a different episode and talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
I'm going to do a little digging.
I'm trying to find out right now. I'm trying to find out right now. When he became Omega Spawn, that's when he got the Unlimited. I'm trying to think, was it the Omega Spawn buff that let him kill? I think when he had Omega Spawn, that's when he had dominion over Hell, but Satan was still alive. Satan gave him dominion over Hell when he was Omega Spawn. I don't know if he got another buff after that let him kill.
Well, we will research into both of these characters, and we will come back to this on a later episode.
Yes,
because that is a fight that I would like to see in the fantasy fight world type thing. This next one, I already know who I'm picking. I don't even fucking care. He got Wicket W. Warwick, legendary warrior, versus Willow Offgood, a great and powerful sorcerer. So this is essentially Willow versus a Ewok. The location is Munchkin Land, abandoned. And the stipulation is it's to the death. That changes things. Never mind. I don't know if Willow would be able to bring himself to kill an Ewok. I was going to give it to Willow right off the bat. I think Willow would mop the floor with an Ewok. I don't know if Willow would kill, because Willow is inherently a good person. So with the stipulation that it's to the death, I might actually give it to the Ewok, because I think that Ewok would fucking maul Willow and then literally bite his face off as if he was on bath salts. I'm a firm believer that Ewoks are vicious little fuckers.
I agree.
Yeah, if they had gotten rid of that stipulation to the death, I would have given it to Willow all day, but I think the Ewok is going to take this one. What do you think? Devin.
I'm thinking.
No, you're reading.
No, I'm thinking, actually, but thank you. I gotta go with... Yeah, I gotta go with Work.
Alright.
On that one.
I don't know anything.
Ultraman versus Voltron. Any open plane.
I know Voltron. I don't know much about Ultraman.
Ultraman, yeah, boy. I don't know. Let's go Voltron on that one. I like Voltron better.
Agreed. Let's do it.
I haven't seen Ultraman in years, but let's just do that. One. Scorpion, Reptile, and Sub-Zero versus the Three Storms from Big Trouble in Little China. I like the Three Storms more. Arena, Riverdale from Archie Comic. But I gotta go with the first three because Mortal Kombat's crazy. And they all kill themselves in one way or another.
Agreed. I forget what last week's... We had a fucking matchup like this. It was 3v3. Oh, it was the guys from Asgard. Yeah, Thor's friends there. Like the one Chinese dude who has like the mace who died to hell. Or died to Hela or whatever. And then the dude with the goatee and the rapier. And then the big dude with the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the three masters from Kung Fu Hustle.
Okay.
And me and Ross gave it to the Kung Fu Hustle guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the Asgardian guys are actually stronger than the Kung Fu Hustle guys, but I like it. It's fine. It's fine. I like them better. All right, you take the next one.
We're actually going to skip the next one because we've already done a Conan one. We don't need to do another one.
Okay.
Now
this
we're
one
going
I
to
can
get to
on.
Kenshin versus Storm Shadow.
Yep. Kenshin versus Storm Shadow.
Round one, anything goes, and round two, sword fight only.
I give both to Storm Shadow.
Right.
I think feats wise, he's the better swordsman given feats. And not only is he the better swordsman given feats, that particular version of Kenshin, he does not kill. He uses a reverse blade sword. I don't think the blunt end of a sword is going to be enough to take out Storm Shadow. So Storm Shadow wins because he's not afraid to kill, and also to just better feats. He's pretty much equal to Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes has been set on fire and still completed a mission while he's on fire. In comic book feats, he's ran and caught up to a speeding motorcycle, and he's also defeated Starscream, a Transformer. So that happened. Starscream was talking shit. Snake Eyes looked at him and then jumped on his shoulder and stabbed Starscream in the eye and kicked him off a waterfall. It was pretty funny. Right. Can we skip this one?
Yeah, we can. I've opted to skip a couple. I was looking forward to this one.
You want to do it?
I kinda.
Homer Simpson versus Goku.
Now pause. Austin, before you even think about just instantly saying Goku, I'm letting you know right now, I'm voting Homer on this.
Nah.
Hands down.
Goku takes both, sadly.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, it's true. Round one, who's the better father? Goku. He has died for his children numerous times.
That solely does not make you a good father.
He's died for his children numerous times, even from the grave. Both his kids managed up to be, even when he was dead, and supporting his children from the grave. He single-handedly supported his child to save the Earth in defeating Cell. Oh, yeah, he died, and from the grave, his children grew up to be respected and well-behaved.
They grew up fatherless because he's dead.
They grew up. He came back every time, just about. Because death means nothing in Dragon Ball Z unless you're Yamcha.
Yeah, but how long did it take?
He died when. Let me think. He died when he came back in the androids. He died when Cell fight.
Okay, you know what?
Gohan was 13.
I hear you say he died for his kids. You know what I hear? He abandoned his children.
You know what's sad though? Like Homer would abandon his children and his burning house for that donut he's holding in his hand in this picture.
Nah.
And he's done so.
Nah.
Homer has actually killed Bart, or almost killed Bart, being an abusive father. Because wait a minute, let's say this, and I have nothing against the child rearing, but if he would probably take some time and be active in Bart's life, Bart wouldn't act out and be such a little shit, so he wouldn't have to choke Bart. So ultimately, I'm going to say Goku's children. The only way we can judge who is the better father is, and it's kind of a bad way to do it, but it's the only way we have to judge whose kids turned out better and more decent. Goku's kids, all of them.
Nah.
All of them, and even in death, he was still a mentor. Even when he was a mentor to his grandchildren. He was. No, Goku. And this is the thing. I have no skin
really
in this race.
good, and Maggie.
Lisa
we got
turned
a
out
into the future, and Maggie turned out really good.
Lisa is a narcissist, but okay.
Doesn't matter.
No,
still Homer's children.
No,
you can't base Homer's fathering off of just Bart.
You why not?
Because he has two other children.
Okay. One is well past the age of speaking and doesn't speak.
So what?
So there's that. There's issues there, and then you have there's issues there. Like Homer is an awful father.
I
He's choked and beat his kids numerous times for stupid reasons, like hiding the remote.
I don't think he's ever beaten Lisa.
He has choked Lisa on screen. Yeah, no. I'm sorry on this one.
All right, well, this is going to be one of those ones where we differ. So, round one was who's a better father. Round two was an eating contest. Devin is going hands down Goku, and I'm
on the eating contest. Yes,
and I'm going hands down Homer.
Yeah, no, Goku, hands down. I'm sorry. Like you're wrong, but I'm sorry.
No, Devin. We are not in the you're wrong situation here. Okay, that is not what we do here at Simply Unprofessional.
I don't know. You're right. Like 99% of the time, that's right. You're absolutely right. On this particular question, I'm going to just say you're wrong. That's okay. We can agree to disagree.
No.
But it's okay. Yes.
No.
Yes.
We're allowed to have our own separate opinions here on this show.
You're right.
It has nothing to do with the fact that your opinion is wrong. Okay.
It has everything to do with the fact that your opinion is incorrect. But you're entitled to it. You can be wrong. That's fine. You're entitled to be wrong, Webby. But that's okay. Let's go on to this next one, this Battle of Manliness.
Yeah, okay, so we have Dutch, who is from the Predator movie, portrayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, versus John Rambo, portrayed by Sylvester Stallone. Full power and bloodlusted. Location is Madrid City. Who takes this one?
You're going to say, what am I talking about on this? And then I'm going to post a video to you after this is over and prove me right. I'm going to say Rambo because between these two characters, he fought more imposing and more terrifying enemies.
I mean, I will agree.
Over the Predator. The Predator in the first movie was dumb as fuck. He could have killed Arnold about 15 times.
Yeah. No,
and Arnold is also dumb as fuck. He knows a Predator has heat vision, and there's a scene in the movie where he starts a bonfire in the forest, not to distract him, but to like cook food. It's like, how is this Predator not up your ass right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I think especially full power and bloodlusted. I think Rambo takes it, man.
Rainbow's the man. Rainbow took out people with bow and arrows, man.
Yep.
Yep.
He is not somebody that I would want to be hunted by.
No. Now, who wins the governorship of California is the real question.
Who wins the what?
The governorship of California. That's the real question.
California loses.
Yes.
So
Unless
this next one's a tag. This next one's a tag team, I guess.
Ooh.
It's Captain America and the Hulk versus Captain Falcon and Donkey Kong.
Oh my god. Okay, location is Shadowgate, Tecmo, Deception, Traps on what? Whatever.
This one's gonna be a super short one. I'm giving it to the Hulk.
The location is just a string of words put together to make something. Location. Shadowgate, Tecmo, Deception, Traps on who wins?
I'm just gonna say Hulk and Cap.
The only person I think Donkey Kong in this is a non-factor. The only person in this who's going to put up a good fight is sadly Captain Falcon. Donkey Kong is not putting up a fight against Hulk. I think Captain Falcon has a better shot against Hulk, but that's a separate issue. So yeah, Team 1 takes it.
Yep.
This is stupid.
Kingpin from the Daredevil movie versus Hobbs. No guns, only hand-to-hand combat.
Now, does that mean just hand-to-hand, or can he use his staff? If he can use his staff, then I still give it to The Rock. If he can use his hands, I still give it to The Rock.
Yeah,
AKA Hobbs.
I'm giving it to Hobbs either way, man.
Hobbs picks up a fucking helicopter-mounted Gatling gun with a broken arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's fucking Hobbs. It's The Rock. He wins off Rock.
Yeah,
Rock
he
food.
wins because he's The Rock.
All right, Han Solo versus Falco motherfucking Lombardi.
I don't know who Falco Lombardi
Falco Lombardi is Falco from Star Fox.
Oh, why do I not recognize that picture?
I don't know. But anyway, round 1, flight combat. I'm gonna go Falco because fucking Han ain't shit without Chewie.
Yeah, okay, I'll give that one to Falco. Round 1 to Falco.
Yeah, Han ain't shit without Chewie. He leaves Chewie for 1 second and he died.
So the round 1 flight combat is Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, still Falco.
Now round 2 of just
fight.
fighting, the location is the Pearl Dragon. The Pearl
Dragon Age? The Pearl from Dragon Age? The Pearl, isn't that the ship or something? I don't know.
I don't
From Dragon. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The point is this. I'm going to say this. In the leadings up to fight at round number 2, Han shoots first. And he wins because he shot first. There you go.
So then, ultimately, that leaves us technically with a tie. But
yes,
ultimately, Han Solo wins because Falco can't continue because he's dead?
Well, I mean, it depends. If he shoots down in flight combat, does he destroy the ship and kill him, or do you just shoot him down? If you shoot him down, he wins. Ultimately, yeah, it's a split fight. I think round 1...
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I don't think it has to be an overall. I would just say round 1, Falco wins. Round 2, in that situation, round 2, Han wins.
All right, yeah, we'll just do a split. Yeah, all right.
Can we not do another Star Fox one?
Yeah, no, we're not gonna.
Okay, we're gonna.
We did a Star Fox. We did Star Fox last week.
Can we not do this one because it's dumb? Please.
We talked about this movie last week too. Yes, we can skip this one as well. Although I will put my lot in with the Killer Clowns. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh God. No, let's skip that one too because I hate it. My God, these ones are dumb.
Okay. I'll fuck with this one. A little bit.
All right, Elektra from the Netflix
Daredevil
versus
Nissa Al Ghul from the CW.
Yeah.
I like Nissa. She's hot as fuck.
Location, Malachor Sith Pyramid from the Rebels.
All right. You know what?
I'm going to give it to Nissa.
Me too. For one reason. Elektra died. Nissa didn't. Elektra died. She died. I mean, you could argue and say, well, the people who were fighting in her universe were rougher. I don't know.
No,
I think if you compare Oliver Queen and from the CW, fucking what's his name?
Stephen Amell.
Yes, versus Daredevil in Netflix. I think that would be a fight I want to see, but I think Oliver Queen in that universe is a better fighter.
Yeah.
I think in the actual universe of like comic book world, Daredevil wipes the fucking floor with Oliver Queen. But I think in this situation, I think Oliver Queen takes it. With that being said.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Nissa.
Oh God, I don't know. Okay, so we can do this one, but I gotta give it to Genos only because I don't know anything about the lore of Fulgore from Killer Instinct because I don't know.
I'll just go with your opinion on this one because I don't know much about.
Well, you know Genos.
I don't know. I never watched all of One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, he wasn't interested in the first episode. You watched the first episode. I forgot about that.
I watched like the first 3 episodes.
Ooh, okay. I like this fight.
So anyway, we will say it was Fulgore, Killer Instinct versus Genos from One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. I go Genos.
Full Power and Bloodlusted. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Devin on this one.
Genos all day for that shit.
All right, so this one, Devin, why don't you go take this one?
All right, Spike Spiegel versus the Operative from Serenity. I forgot how the Operative lives his life and does shit. I forgot what he does, but honestly, Spike just gets shit done. Like, the Operative's in order to take Spike down during a job in Cloud City. Cloud City, where Luke and Vader dueled. I will... And I haven't seen Serenity in a while to remember how the Operative operates.
What's Spike from?
He's from Cowboy Bebop, that show I had you guys watch that you guys didn't like, per se. But that show, that was my fault. That show is more of a... watch the whole thing and appreciate it for what it is, because it's like a looping story, not like a one-episode snapshot. But Spike just gets shit done, man. I gotta go Spike. He gets shit done. He's been shot, been stabbed, but he usually gets shit done. He's got his ass kicked, shot, stabbed, and he still comes out on top.
All right.
The Operative, I haven't seen Serenity long enough to actually make a solid argument on this. So I really don't want to say one way or the other, but I'm going to go Spike.
I'm going to go with the Operative because I just didn't care enough about Cowboy Bebop.
Which is a sin, but that's okay.
That's fine.
We
already did a Raccoon one last week.
Rocket and Groot win it. Ratchet and Clank versus Rocket and Groot. Rocket and Groot win it, even above the Death Star.
All right.
Okay.
No,
you can take it.
No, we're skipping that one too.
This one? Okay, I'll do this one.
We're gonna do Taskmaster versus Azrael.
Taskmaster versus Azrael. Azrael. That's Jean-Paul Valley, not Michael Lane. That makes all the difference. I still think Azrael wins, but it would be really one-sided if it was Michael Lane. It'd be really one-sided.
Now, can you refresh my memory? What does Taskmaster do?
Taskmaster is effectively physically Captain America, except he has kinetic, what is it? I forgot what they call it. He has a kinetic eidetic memory.
Right, but isn't it where every time he learns something, he forgets something too?
I think that was an issue at one point. I think he forgot he forgets his past, so he can do it. That's why he has. Yeah.
So the longer this fight goes, the more it would sway in Taskmaster's favor.
I don't think it goes that long though. That's the thing.
Because
he does have the shield.
Learning Azrael's style, I guess.
Yeah, and he will fight his own style against him, but I feel like Azrael has better physical feats. Azrael has super strength and shit to a degree because he's on the he has the fucking formula from the Order. I can't think what the formula is called right now, but he has a formula from the Order. He was fucking kicking through trees and shit, big fucking trunk trees and lifting them and throwing them. He's 2 to 5 tonner running around there somewhere.
Right, but so the strength is only going to be really.
Well, no, I'm saying he has a higher physical trait. So even if Taskmaster's copying his moves, he's a weaker version of Azrael. Effectively, is what I'm saying. So I think Azrael would still physically overpower him and win. But
which one's smarter?
Depends.
Because because it doesn't always come down to who's stronger.
Azrael has his moments of being like Bruce Wayne smart and outsmarting Bruce Wayne, and then he also has his moments of being kind of dumb. Depends on which costume he's in and doing other stuff. But this version of Azrael, I'd say I'd put him about equal because Taskmaster.
Does he just have super strength, or does he have super?
No, he has
speed?
like super physique, like strength, speed, endurance, all that shit. You know, not like the crazy high levels, but he's above the standard. He's above like Captain America would be. He's stronger than Batman, who's effectively, like it or not, is fucking equal to Captain America, regardless of what they say on paper. Because there's no human who can fucking rip open a fucking car roof like a tin can. Batman's done that numerous times, which is fucked up. But neither here nor there. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go Azrael on that one. I like Taskmaster a lot. I like both of these characters a lot. I gotta go Azrael though. Azrael, I think, takes it.
Yeah.
Overall. And actually, since they don't necessarily specify, I'm just going by the picture. They don't specify that it is Jean-Paul Valley, but the picture is Jean-Paul Valley. If it's Michael Lane, he wins hands down because, well, also, too, I forgot, the Suit of Sorrow gives him the strength of 100 man on top of what he has. He's wearing the Suit of Sorrow here. So, yeah, he's actually stronger, boosted stronger by that, and it's more durable. I think this is the Suit of Sorrows, or it's Michael Lane's wearing the Suit of Sorrows, and this is just a regular suit of armor. I think it's the Suit of Sorrows, though. Being the Suit of Sorrows and that, it's, yeah, no, I give it to Azrael. And like I said, if this is Jean-Paul Valley, I give it to him. If it's Michael Lane, it's really one-sided because if Taskmaster gets stabbed one time with the sword, he's instantly dead. Because if he has a sword that stabs you, if you've done evil, it drains your soul. Yeah, and he's also tanked a rocket launcher to the face. So I'll go with that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you on this. All right, so we're just a little over the hour mark. We're gonna do 2 more of these. Okay,
I like these 2 coming up too, so that's fine. And honestly, the last ones are not. I'm not a fan of them at all. Like, so we can probably call it here. The 2 of the ones on the bottom are the only one I'm a fan of is the last one. All the other ones are kind of eh.
All right, so the very last one, and then which other one are you really looking forward to?
Let's do the last one and the next 2, and we can skip everything else.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So the next one is, I don't even know that name.
Kuwabara. He's from Yu Hakusho, the show. One of the shows I want you to watch.
All right.
Versus Sub-Zero.
I am inclined, knowing nothing about the other character, I'm going to give it to Sub-Zero just because I know that character.
And that's fine. So, I will say, I'm trying to think right now. What's his name? Hold on, I'll look it up real quick. There's 2 of them. There's Seiryu, and there's also, is that Kuromi? Not Kuromi. Oh yeah, well, there's Yukina, and there's also fucking what's
so
his
you're
name?
saying all these other people who have nothing to do with this fight.
No, they do, and I'll tell you why in a second. So Toya, there you go. So there's Toya, Yukina, and Seiryu, all of which are demons of various different types, but all of them have ice powers to a degree. Actually, no, I don't think Yukina. No, Yukina does have ice manipulation. She doesn't often do it. She can heal you. She has ice manipulation to a degree. She can, and she also cries diamonds. Separate issue. Hold on one second.
Crying diamonds. That would be a unique superpower. You'd never have to worry about money again.
It's not even just. I think it might be pearls. I forgot. I think either way, it's fucking good money. And that's why one of the reasons why that she was being captured at some point and held captive at some point and basically beaten and forced to cry specifically for that reason. But that's a whole other story. Watching Yu Hakusho, people, it's quite good. But in this anime, 2 different parts of it. What the fuck? 2 different parts of it. You have Seiryu, who's based off one of the 4 Saint Beasts, based off of the Blue Dragon Seiryu, who's the dragon of the south or north. South is Suzaku, the Phoenix. Yes, I think that's correct. Yes. The Blue Dragon. He actually he's an ice dragon. He does a bunch of stuff. He can freeze people in their tracks. All this great stuff. He's vastly weaker than Toya. Toya can blow, just kind of blow in the air and freeze people solid. I think his ice manipulation is superior to that of Sub-Zero's. And I would say Kuwabara in a straight up fight takes Toya. So going by experience of what I've seen in the show, I will go with Kuwabara. I think Sub-Zero, and he's fighting demons who are not afraid to do things to him, and his in his realm of his show, his spirit energy and everything else does give him some ability to kinda.
Now, again, I don't know about these demons and stuff with these magical ice abilities or whatever, but I mean, Sub-Zero is a martial artist as well, so I mean, he's not reliant solely on his ice.
True. You're absolutely right. He's not. Kuwabara is a fighter. He's more of a street fighter, and you see he can make an energy sword out of his. He can compress his spirit energy and form weapons out of it.
Okay.
And he's not bad himself. He puts up a lot of pretty solid fights. He's kind of comic relief, but still skilled.
Okay.
I think in a straight up fighting skill, I think Sub-Zero takes it because Kuwabara is more of a brawler.
All right.
But I do also think Kuwabara's taking an ass beating more severe than what Sub-Zero can dish out.
All right. Fair enough.
And been okay. So I'm going to go with Kuwabara on that. But I think the fight is an interesting fight, regardless.
All right.
And I think if Sub-Zero used his ice intelligently, he could win. But I think just straight up fight, going for the kill Mortal Kombat style, I think Kuwabara at the end of the day comes out on top. Kind of for the same reason I said Spike. Kuwabara gets his ass kicked, he gets beat up, he gets a short end of the stick all the time, but he usually comes out on top regardless.
Okay.
So I'll give him that.
So the next one that we're going to do of the three, I'm going to do this one backwards. We have Blade and Morbius versus Spike and Buffy. These are essentially all vampires.
Except for Buffy.
She's
Who's
a trained vampire slayer.
Which Blade is also a vampire slayer.
True. The location is the Hissing Wastes. Who wins?
I honestly don't know. I haven't looked up Morpheus in a while. I think strength feats and just feats in general, I think Buffy is comparable to Blade. I think they can match each other pretty much blow for blow. I don't think Blade can do anything to her. The only difference is this, and this is the only offsetting difference. Remind me, fresh me if I'm wrong. Silver doesn't do anything to vampires in the Buffy world, right?
I believe so, yes. Correct.
Okay, but it does do something to her. And Buffy is not immune to getting shot. Blade does use guns, and she does not have the speed to dodge bullets.
True.
So I think if Blade just walks up, but in character, since they're not saying bloodlust, I don't think he just goes to kill her. Yeah, I think this fight goes, he's trying to kill Spike, she steps in, but he won't just shoot her because she's mortal. I could be wrong. I could not be wrong. I don't really know. I can't remember Blade's motives. I know his motives, but I can't remember how he feels about if a human's protecting a vampire, how would he feel?
Right.
But ultimately, if he decides
we will
to
say
shoot
that
her,
this is comic Blade, by the way.
Yeah.
Because
if this is comic Buffy, she has a little bit more feats, but
if it was Wesley Snipes' movie Blade, I think he was more in the realm of trying to make sure that innocent people didn't die.
If you want to use, I'm going to use the pictures given. So this is TV show Spike and Buffy, even though they do have comics.
Yeah.
And in the comics, they are buffed up a lot, actually. But because it's comic book world. But in TV compared to Comic Blade, I think they're about equal in terms of strength and everything. I haven't seen him do anything in recent years in comic books that she couldn't do. With possibly the same or maybe a little bit more effort. So I'll put them out equal physically. It boils down to if he just pops a cap in her ass as soon as the fight starts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it boils down to.
Even then, though, would do you think Spike would just take
I think Morbius could handle Spike. That's the problem, I think. I think Morbius might be able to handle both. But I gotta look up. I don't know why Morbius has been so popular. I fucking hate Morbius. I'm gonna say that I hate Morbius.
Yeah,
because he's not really a vampire. He's a pseudo vampire. He's similar to a vampire. He's not really a vampire. He does have superhuman strength speed. He heals. Nothing crazy. Fangs and claws. He can glide. He can mesmerize. Vampire creation. Blah, 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 blah. Running through this list. He G's intellect. He can be killed by sunlight. I just can't with sunlight. So he can't be killed by sunlight. So the whole bottom team can't be killed by sunlight. So this is the thing. If this battle goes on forever into the day, Spike is dust. Or he has to retreat. Yeah. And then I think they both overwhelm Buffy. I think Buffy could kill Blade, but I don't think... Because... likewise, are vampires affected by wood in Blade's universe? Because he shoots silver bullets at them. And stakes them with silver stakes. Because if she's coming with a wooden stake, then he's fine, but he's also breathing, so him getting staked wouldn't be good, but I don't think he's going to get staked and killed. This is hard.
Yeah, see, with this particular matchup, there's a lack of information.
Yes,
there's a lack of facts to determine the proper outcome of this particular fight. All we have is the two teams and a location.
Right. So here we go. Despite their impressive physical and mental abilities, they have many drawbacks. This is Blade's universe. They are severely allergic to silver, sunlight, garlic, and EDTA. Allergic is so severe that it causes vampires to spawn and they can bust and turn into ash. So garlic will actually kill vampires, which is weird. The exception is EDTA, which causes vampires to explode in they spelled that wrong, so I'm reading it. They spelled it as exposed, but it's explode into a bloody mess. Deacon Frost, however, is similarly able to suppress his weakness to UV rays by wearing sunblock. They're also addicted to blood, which acts as something. So they have more weaknesses, but wood is not one of them.
But a stake to the heart would probably still do the trick.
But if they're already dead, like vampires really are, I don't know. Like, if Blade vampires are dead, like his true vampires are dead, so them staking them in the heart won't kill them. It'll hurt them, like a knife would hurt them, but it won't kill them. Because it's not a silver stake to the heart will kill them.
Yeah, see, now we're getting into the realm of we have two different lores. Two different rule sets for two different situations.
So for right now, I'll say this. This is what I'm going to say for right now. Going by both sides' weaknesses and what they have available to them and things like that, I'm going with standard equipment. So he has guns, his silver stakes, his all that stuff. He can't flat up stake Spike because Spike's not silver doesn't kill Spike, right? It would hurt him, doesn't kill him. He can behead Spike, that'll kill him. But going off their respective counterparts, let's say Blade fought Buffy, Morbius fought Spike. I think this is how I think the fight goes. I think they all fight for a very long time. Nobody really giving any significant ground. The sun comes up. Spike either has to retreat or dies, and then they both overwhelm Buffy. That's how I think the fight would go. I don't think either one of anybody has the ability to solo put someone down black and white in this fight, unless, like I said, Blade goes full bloodlust and just pops a cap in Buffy right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the only way I see them winning the fight clean is like literally as the fight starts, he just whips out his guns and just empties clips into Buffy. Whether or not Spike takes it, that's whatever. But either if he does take it, bullets still hurt vampires in that verse. Like, they still hurt. They just don't kill them. They weaken them. But then I think Spike's too weak at that point to really put up much of a fight past that point. And then he gets axed by Blade. Or Morbius, whoever fights him. He gets axed by one of them two, and then it's solo 1-on-2. So I think if it starts off the fight with Blade just opening fire with guns, Team 2 wins. I think Team 2 wins in the end anyway, but only because of Spike being weak to sunlight, and I don't see him having anything to take out either one of them in time. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it does. But we're also assuming that this fight is going to take long enough to drag out to sunlight.
Well, I think I can't. I'm just like in my head picturing it out. I can't see either of them in a straight up hand-to-hand combat getting the advantage over the other on any level. I can't see Morbius getting an advantage over Spike. I can't see Morbius getting an advantage over Buffy. I can't see Blade getting a clear advantage over Buffy. And I can see Blade getting an advantage over Spike. But in terms of fighting ability, I see in terms of fighting ability, I see Buffy getting an advantage over Morbius, but not enough to kill him, but enough to get him away to help out Spike from dying, if that makes sense. I think Blade's a better fighter than Spike. I think Morbius is definitely the weak link in terms of fighting ability.
Right.
Here, I definitely think Blade is the strongest link in terms of fighting ability, but I don't think Buffy's too far behind. But that also I don't think Spike is that much better as a fighter. If this was Angel, I would almost give it to Team 1 more. But Spike has always been inferior to Angel in every way. Just about. Except for badass snarkiness.
I mean,
it's hard. It's a hard fight. I could call it either way at any given time, but right now I'm leaning towards Team 2 just because of the guns.
I'm gonna lean towards Team 1. Just out of pure favoritism, I guess. On this one.
I mean, I like Team 1 better.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean it down to that.
Way better. And if this was Angel, it goes differently. If it was Angel and Buffy, I think, or Angelus and Buffy, I think those two work together really well. Hell, if it was Faith and Buffy, I think they take it. You know what I mean? If it was Faith and Buffy, I think they take it. If it was Angel and Buffy, I think they take it. Spike has not shown hand-to-hand skills that are really like amazing. Like he's pretty inconsistent. Like one episode, he's a drunken boxer who's barely hanging on, like a brawler.
Right.
Other episodes, he's pretty skilled.
Right.
He's not really consistent, so I can't say one way or another. It's definitely him and Morbius are the weak links in their team in terms of fighting ability.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
all right, so we're going to move on to the last one. Now, I'm going to read this one. It's Batman versus Captain America.
The composite version, so it's all versions around movie, TV, comics, whatever.
Now, the reason that they're doing the composite versions for both, because it's so many versions of either character, it's hard to figure out which one would be best. So they're just
I think it's
going to do
the old man versions of both. The really old man versions of both of them.
Now, the stipulation, no prep. They both randomly wake up in this basement and fight with their basic equipment. The location is the Fight Club basement. With that stipulation, I don't care if I'm the unpopular vote here. I'm giving it to Captain America.
This is the thing. Ultimately, this is the thing. I will give it to Captain America as well because it is basic equipment. Because Cap's shield, effectively, in regards to Batman, is indestructible. There's nothing he has on him in his utility belt that can destroy vibranium and adamantium. There's nothing he has in his belt that can destroy.
True. Now,
he could, if he had prep.
Yes,
I would say
that is the stipulation.
Chance he could. But
I'm not even saying there's a chance. If Batman had enough, if there was prep and Batman could do his homework on Steve Rogers, Batman would win.
Yes, 100%. I would agree. But this is the thing.
That's one of the things with Batman is he can lose. He has had to run and he has lost fights. He very rarely ever loses to the same person twice in a row.
There's only one person who Batman can never beat, and there's only one person who is the king of all of the street level-ish level fights, and it's Midnighter. But Midnighter is basically Batman, but he's Batman without needing prep.
Right.
Do you know anything about Midnighter?
Not really.
Midnighter has the ability. Midnighter has the ability. Effectively, the best way he describes his power. He described it best himself in his own comic. He basically says, everyone else reads a book, which is he basically comparing that to a situation. They read the book from front to back. I read it back to front. So basically, his power lets him pick an outcome that he wants, and he can work backwards from that outcome and make every move he needs to make in order to have that outcome.
It's fucked up. It
is. So he can walk into a fight and be like, even against like Superman, be like, yo, he can like play it out in his head. He can go through, I think it's like 2 million fight outcomes and like, I want to say like 1 second or 5 seconds, something like that, and pick the one that lets him win the fight, and then take every single step necessary to win the fight, and it'll adjust accordingly.
Now, does he ever does he ever walk into, a situation where he can't get the outcome he wants?
I think it's happened like once or twice.
Like
I think it was like
that seems like a pretty OP power.
I think it is. It effectively is. They were written as him and his lover. Not Solar Man. What the fuck is his name? Fucking A. I can't think of his name right now. Basically, they're written as parody jokes, but at the same time to be taken seriously in the Wildstorm universe of Superman and Batman. Like they're like, oh, imagine if Batman had always had prep. That's effectively what he is.
Right.
And it's like, oh, imagine if Superman could just, instead of being powered by the sun, he was like, I think he's effectively has like a sun in his chest or some shit. Like he's a walking sun. It's pretty stupid. Yeah, but they're taking it to the extreme, but it's pretty fun. Like I really do enjoy Midnighter as a General Wings character. He's pretty fucking funny.
All right.
But yeah, back to the actual fight here. This is the thing. Even though I think Captain America wins in the end, in terms of stated facts, Batman's the better fighter.
Agreed.
Because of just sheer number of styles, Batman has mastered more styles than Steve Rogers has.
For sure.
I think strength-wise, they are comparable. They are very much comparable. I think Batman puts up this is a really good fight, regardless of prep or not. And this is the thing. This is why Batman with prep wins. Regardless of, in a random encounter, this fight is almost too close to call. In a random encounter. Like, they just both met each other in a straight-up fight. Batman's an intelligent guy on his feet, so is Steve. Batman is probably smarter than Steve on his feet, right? I think this fight's too close to call, almost, in just a regular encounter. You give him prep, Batman wins hands down. Without prep, the only reason why I'm going to say Cap wins is it says basic equipment. I think if you took away his utility belt and you took away Steve's shield, I think Batman beats the brakes off it. After a hard fight, but I think he wins. The shield, I think, takes it over the edge because of how he can throw it. It's an all-range weapon at that point. And I will say this. I will also say this. If Batman can disarm Steve of his shield, and he uses the shield, he wins. The shield is the deciding factor in this to me. But assuming Captain America doesn't let Batman steal his shield, Cap wins. In a very close, very hard fight. That's my personal opinion on it, but I could go either way on it at any given time. Because like in a straight up fight, I think Batman has in his arsenal, I think he has the ability to give Captain America possibly the hardest fight of his life. In a straight up, no prep. It could go either way. I would say Cap wins maybe 6 out of 10. Like, if you played this battle out 100 times, I think Cap wins like 50, 55. 50, he wins like 51 out of 100. Like, just barely. And it literally boils down to the shield. Like, it boils down to that shield. If the shield's taken out of the fight early, I think Batman wins it. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard fight to call, but I mean, I could go either way on it, but I think with the shield, assuming Cap holds onto the shield, and I think he has the skills to do so, I think if Cap realizes early on that Batman's skilled, and if he throws the shield, he may get away with throwing it once or maybe twice, but by the third time he throws it, Batman's going to get a read on that trajectory and grab that shield out of the air, and then use it himself. I think at that point, it's not good. I think Cap has been shown taking more direct hits from stronger people.
Right.
Like, he's taking direct hits from Hulk. He's taking direct hits from Thor. He's taking direct hits from, like, fucking, Iron Man and while Batman has taken direct hits from, like, Superman and shit like that, like, they were never full forced, straight up, like, I'm going to murder you blows. Usually. I mean, he has taken some hits from pretty strong people like Mongol, shit like that, but usually when you see Batman take hits, it's from, like, nonchalant slapping, like Darkseid, nonchalantly slapping, like, pimp slapping people.
Right. Not
like a serious, I'm going to clench my fist and just slam you into the ground like a Thanos would do.
Right.
And Steve's walked away from shit like that. But at the same time, that's hard. Both of those are hard to judge. You could say, well, Darkseid slaps harder than Thanos does when he punches. Shit like that. You can say stuff like that all the time, which may or may not be true.
And it's not even necessarily that, like, it's not who throws the stronger punch, too. It's who throws the more effective punch, which would be in Batman's court.
Right.
He is the more experienced hand-to-hand combat.
I think overall they're really close. Like I said, I think you play the fight out 100 times in a simulator. I think Cap comes out 51 out of 51-49.
Yeah.
Out of 100. Like, I think it could literally go either way. Like, on any day, if you ran it again, it may go the other way. It just really depends. But I will give it in this particular fight with this particular situation, I'll give it to Cap.
Yep.
In a very close fight.
Same. All right. Well, those are our fights for this week. We skipped over quite a few of them because they were just not good ones.
They were ass. You want an idea? One of the fights you skipped over? Rafiki with his big stick versus Nightwings with his two smaller sticks.
I give it to the monkey.
Me too. Just because. Or the Power Rangers versus the Planeteers. Megazord versus Captain Planet.
Well, all right. So we're going to do our sign off now. Devin, where can people find you on the internet?
You guys can find me at DMP_Pookie on Twitter and on Poo Killed Me at Twitch. I would say with Webby, but we have not worked out a schedule for that yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully, maybe, possibly soonish.
Yep, because I had gotten a new job that I was trying to get used to, and Devin just recently started a new one that he's trying to work on getting a set schedule, and we're going to try to put together some time.
Which I actually have a set schedule now, so.
Yeah, so now it's just a matter of us finding the time in the day to be able to do this.
Barring traffic, the latest I should be home is like 6.
All right. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to a buddy of mine that I worked with. No, always constant shout outs to Cheeky, first off.
All right.
Number one superfan. Come on.
Of course.
I did want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine that I worked with, who, if any of you out there listen to heavy metal music, I mean like heavy, heavy metal, not just like rock music, go look up a band called Degrader on YouTube. Good band, good music, and a buddy of mine that I worked with is the bassist, so I wanted to give them a shout out. Other than that, you guys can follow me on Twitter at JaxForestWalker, all one word. On Twitch at DMWebby. Again, we'll start streaming more consistently again. We're just finding our groove again. You can go to our Facebook at facebook.com/simplyunprofessional and comment on what you think of our picks for this evening. And as always, fuck Booster Gold.
Fuck Booster Gold.
So people have been talking over the outro music, Devin, if you feel like talking over the outro music.
Oh, like you're doing right now? I mean, we absolutely can. I think it's possible. I think 100% we can talk over the outro.
Well, I know it's possible. We're doing it.
I mean, are we, though?
Look at us. We're adults.
Are we, though? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
That's a relative term.
Look, this is going out there for all you motherfuckers who are talking over the outro. Stop it.
Stop it.
It's disrespectful.
We love you, Cheeky.
I'm going to slap the taste out your mouth. Yes, we do love you, Cheeky.